The stage lights glowed like distant stars, each one burning against the heavy curtain that separated dreams from reality. Backstage stood a trembling 15-year-old boy named Ethan Carter, thin, pale, and clutching an old weather-beaten guitar that had more scratches than strings. The other contestants avoided eye contact. Most were older, confident, dressed in designer clothes and makeup, laughing in tight little circles. Ethan stood alone near a stack of amplifiers, staring down at his scuffed shoes. He had come all the way from a small town in Arkansas, traveling overnight in a broken-down bus with just his mom. She was out in the audience now, sitting in the farthest row, because that's all they could afford, a single general seat in the back of the hall. Ethan's hand shook as the stage manager called, "Next up, Ethan Carter." He swallowed hard, his throat dry as dust. The host smiled politely when he walked out, but the crowd looked at him with quiet curiosity. Just another nervous kid trying his luck on America's Got Talent. He took a deep breath. The stage lights blinded him, and for a moment, he couldn't see anything, just bright white light, and the soft hum of thousands of people waiting. Simon leaned forward. "So, what's your name, son?" Ethan Carter," he said softly. "And what will you be singing for us today?" asked Heidi with a gentle smile. Ethan looked down at his guitar, then back up. "I'll be singing Hotel California by the Eagles." A few chuckles rippled through the audience. One man even whispered, "That's a big song for a kid." Ethan heard that. His heart sank, but he nodded to the sound technician. The lights dimmed and then silence. He strummed the first few chords, slow and trembling, but something was different. His fingers didn't play with skill. They played with pain. His voice, fragile and cracked, slipped into the first verse like a whisper from another world. "On the dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair." The crowd quieted. The judges leaned closer. His voice wasn't powerful, it was raw. It carried the kind of emotion that couldn't be trained or taught. Every word seemed to bleed with something deeper: loss, love, memory. As he sang, his mind drifted back to the nights sitting beside his father on the porch, the two of them singing that same song under a fading sunset. His father had always said, "One day, you'll sing this in front of the world, son." But cancer had stolen that future. When his father passed away, Ethan stopped singing. Until one night, when he found his dad's old guitar in the attic, covered in dust. The neck was cracked, one string missing, but it still had his father's scent, that faint smell of tobacco and wood polish. So he learned again. Alone. Now, standing on that stage, he sang not for fame, not for money, but for him. His voice began to rise, trembling with power he didn't know he had. The theater filled with the haunting beauty of his sound. The guitar echoed with the rhythm of his heart. And when he reached the line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave," he closed his eyes, letting the last chord hang in the air like a ghost refusing to go. The silence that followed was heavy, and then one clap, then another. Then the entire audience rose to their feet. Simon's jaw was tight, eyes glistening. Heidi and Sophia had tears rolling down their cheeks. Howie stood, clapping until his palms turned red. Ethan froze, unsure what to do. Simon leaned toward the mic, his voice breaking the hush. "Ethan, I've heard Hotel California thousands of times in my life, but never like that. You didn't sing it, you lived it." The audience roared with approval. Sophia wiped her tears. "I felt every word, every note. You have something rare, something beautiful." Ethan looked up, trying not to cry. "Thank you," he whispered, and then Heidi pressed the golden buzzer. The hall exploded in gold. Confetti fell from the ceiling, swirling like glowing fireflies around him. The music soared, and Ethan fell to his knees, hands over his face, overwhelmed. Backstage, his mother screamed and cried, clutching her chest as tears streamed down. Crew members rushed to hug her as she whispered, "He did it, honey, he finally did it." Simon walked up to Ethan as the confetti settled and placed a hand on his shoulder. "I hope your dad's watching," he said quietly. Ethan looked up through tears and nodded. "He is." The camera zoomed in on his face, the glow of the golden confetti reflecting in his watery eyes. That night, the video went viral across the world. Millions watched as a nervous boy sang an old song with the heart of an old soul. Comment sections flooded with messages like, "This gave me chills, and I can feel his pain in every word." But for Ethan, the fame wasn't what mattered. A week later, he returned home, standing again on the same porch where it all began. He sat down, strummed that same cracked guitar, and whispered into the fading sunset, "Dad, we did it." And somewhere in that golden glow, the wind carried back the faintest whisper, like a chord from the heavens, soft,